Ladies and gentlemen, it's flanker time. Do you guys think it's getting out of hand? This particular fragrance we're talking about today happens to be the 46th flanker in the making since the inception of the original 1995 release, the iconic Le Beau. But today we're taking a look at the newest 2019 release from Jean Paul Gaultier. This is none other than Le Beau, translating the beautiful. Are you guys ready for this one? Let's do it. What's happening, everyone? I'm Max Forti. Welcome back to another fragrance video. If you guys like to smell good, you love to make a great first impression, you definitely came to the right place. Today we're taking a look at the newest release, another flanker, the 46th in the making since 1995 Le Beau. This, of course, 2019 release, Le Beau, translating the beautiful, getting a lot of limelight in the fragrance community. A lot of people talking about this one. The coconut note in this fragrance got a lot of people riled up and talking about it. Let's see how good this is. Let's start things off with the presentation. I do like the bottle. I do appreciate the blue juice. The bottle is very similar to Le Parfum Essence of 2016, which the only difference there is the juice is a little bit more gray and this particular juice is bluish. And of course, they're covering their junk at this time around. It's, gold appointments. It has the stopper just like you expect with other, Le Beau fragrances. They always have the stopper there on the sprayer. But all in all, it's very similar to the 2016 Essence de Parfum from Jean Paul Gaultier. I do like the bottle. It does come in a can and it has a little, reddish pedestal where the bottle sits perfectly. The sprayers are actually pretty good on these fragrances, as you expect with Jean Paul Gaultier fragrances. But the more important thing is why you guys tune in is what the juice smells like and what we get as far as performance with this particular flanker. Jean Paul Gaultier Le Beau is definitely scheduled to hit shelves in the US this coming fall. So if you haven't seen this fragrance yet surface at your local general store, expect to see it very soon over the next few days or so. This is a 4.2 125 ml, which I'm thinking it'll be retailing right about the $125, $150 mark here in the US as soon as it hits your general store. Jean Paul Gaultier Le Beau The Beautiful is actually a woody aromatic with oriental tendencies. The nose behind this particular fragrance is a collaboration between Sonia Constant and Quentin Brisque. So what do we got from Jean Paul Gaultier 2019 Le Beau? I've been wearing this fragrance for a few weeks now. I do have this dry down on my skin. I'm going to reapply here to get myself a fresh blast and give you guys the introduction of this particular fragrance. So when you first spray this fragrance, it's going to be very pleasant, very sweet, very aromatic, very pleasing to the nose, very captivating, mass appealing. People around you are definitely going to love the way you smell. However, if you have a seasoned nose, if you have tried fragrances over the past few years, if you collect fragrances, it's going to be very familiar to the nose as well. The main players on my skin with this particular fragrance are definitely a sweet lavender that's enveloped by tonka and ambroxan. The scent is rather linear, but it starts off very sweet and then it gets to be a little smoother and creamier around the edges as you get from the heart into the dry down. I do get a citrus, sweet, fruity component with this particular fragrance as well. That could be bergamot, very similar to the bergamot, the sweet, creamy bergamot that you get with Chanel Allure Edition Blanche. So if you like that fragrance, add the tonka, make a tonka heavy fragrance with that lavender. Combine it all, and that's what you're going to get here. Of course, the coconut will make its presence felt, but it's going to be in a very shy manner and in the background. The coconut's not going to pop. It's not, in your face. I would love that coconut to be a little bit more prevalent with this fragrance, but it is not. So what this fragrance reminds me of, think of fragrances like Stronger With You by Armani, Paco Rabanne Invictus, the original. Le Beau is not going to be a mind-blowing fragrance, at least to my nose, by any stretch of the imagination. However, it is a nice fragrance. It's going to get you compliments and notices for sure. I did get a lot of positive notices. As you see, I've wore a lot of this juice. So it is a fragrance that I highly recommend you're at least trying it. You might love it. It might work on your skin. If you're looking for a mind-blowing, brand new composition for 2019, Le Beau is definitely not going to be it. There aren't really many nuances to this particular fragrance with the original from 1995. Perhaps there's a little bit of a vanilla here that's not listed. It adds a little sweetness to that tonka. And of course, the lavender is what these fragrances really have in common. And again, if you have tried a lot of the latest releases over the past 3-4 years, you're definitely going to find this very similar in resemblances to a lot of, designer fragrances that are out there today. Performance with Le Beau was not great, but not too bad. I got about 5 to 6 hours longevity. If you do spray your clothes, you get about 7-hour mark, which is not too bad. As far as projection, it's going to push very strong for the first hour and a half or so. Then it's going to sit close to your immediate surrounding, giving you an arm's length scent bubble. And as you walk around, it'll give you a nice trail. I give this fragrance that. I got a really nice scent trail. People were definitely noticing. I always spray the back of my hands and I always spray my wrists. So as I talk or I walk around, people definitely got this particular scent profile. And I did get some notices. Hey Max, what are you wearing today? What are you wearing today smells really good. So expect to get positive notices with this one as well. Seasons for Le Beau, I think this is great for spring and fall. I don't think it's strong enough to cut through New England winters where I live. However, if you live in a tropical area and you want to rock this all year round, you definitely can. I think it has somewhat of versatility that works for all seasons. Ages, I think Le Beau is definitely a more youthful, definitely younger kind of a fragrance. It has this playful characteristic too. I think this is great for night out. If you like to go clubbing, if you're a teenager out there, a young adult, and you like to go out, you know, romantic settings, clubbing, dancing, I think this will be perfect for those settings. So all in all, I think this is definitely great for a younger crowd. It's very pleasing, it's very appealing, and it's definitely one of those attention-grabbing type scents. My final thoughts on Jean Paul Gaultier's 2019 release, Le Beau, the 46th flanker. Can you believe it, guys? 46 flankers of the original Le Male. I actually like it. I don't love it. I think it's a good release, but not great. The performance is okay, not too bad. However, the scent itself, because it has that characteristic, that profile that I'm very used to these days, I wasn't really blown away. I have to tell you though, I was very excited and looking forward to this one from the promos that I saw, you know, the advertisement. I looked at coconut note. I thought this was going to be really unique and that coconut was going to pop and the fragrance was going to be, you know, revolving around that coconut note, which is not the case here. The tonka is definitely the heavy player here along with that ambroxan. I definitely think this is a more playful, a more youthful kind of a fragrance. It's going to have a more of a young crowd mass appeal, if you know what I mean. So if you like heavy, sweet ambroxan type fragrances with that tonka, you're going to like this one as well. But I think it has been a redundant release over the past couple of years, and this is no different. Sad to say. Ladies and gentlemen, those are my thoughts on 2019 release Le Beau. Please let me know down in the comment section how do you like or how you hate this fragrance. I'd love to read your comments. In fact, let me know which ones are your top 3 or top 5 favorite Jean Paul Gaultier's fragrances ever released. Please sound off in the comments. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning in. Thank you for all your support. In the meantime, remember, fragrance is emotion in motion. So wear what truly moves you. I'll see you again real soon.